The Dragon user's experience is often described as what you see is what you say, but what does that really mean? In technical terms, it means that I need to speak a control's accessible name in order to interact with it. However, how much of the accessible name I need to speak depends on whether I'm working in a desktop application or a web application. In a desktop application like Microsoft Word, I need to speak the entire accessible name of a control in order to interact with it. Allow me to demonstrate. Throughout this demonstration, I'll use the commands wake up and go to sleep to control the microphone. Any command prefaced by the word click means that I'm directly interacting with the named control. Any command prefaced by the word press means that I'm sending a key press or keyboard combination with my voice. I will begin by setting my font size and dictating some text. Wake up. Set font size 24. I will now dictate some arbitrary text and walk the menus using the click command in order to add a new comment to my text. Period. Go to sleep. New comment is a function of Microsoft Word that's available in the Review tab. So, if I want to access the Review tab, the first thing I need to do, after selecting the text that I would like to edit, is say click Review. Wake up. Select arbitrary text. Click Review. Click New Comment. Nothing in this demonstration is arbitrary. Period. Everything is meaningful. Smiley face. Press Escape. Go to sleep. With my focus returned to the document, I can now use click commands to walk the menus and controls of the Office ribbon. As I do, watch my focus change and the menus change as if I were clicking them with a mouse. Wake up. Click Mailings. Click References. Click Layout. Click Design. Click Insert. Click Pictures. Press Escape. Click File. Click File. Click File. Go to sleep. What's going on here? I'm saying click File over and over again, and Dragon is simply transcribing the text, click File. That tells me that Dragon recognizes no control here with the accessible name of file. How can that be? Well, watch what happens when I inspect this control. Upon inspecting this control, it's revealed that the accessible name of file is File tab. So, unlike Design and Insert, which have one-word names and a roll of Page tab, File is technically different. The accessible name of File is File tab. That's what I need to speak in order to activate it, but it's almost impossible for a Dragon user to discover. The only people who are going to be able to find it are people using inspection tools like Microsoft Inspect, or people using assistive technology like screen readers that announce the names of controls. I didn't discover the name of this control until I started in accessibility 8 years ago, but I've accessed this menu the same way for over 20 years. Wake up. Press Alt Foxtrot. Go to sleep. So, Microsoft has built an important contingency here. Even though the accessible name for file is not discoverable, there's a nice fallback. The keyboard shortcut Alt-F works, and it's rather intuitive. Compare that with the Tell Me function of Microsoft Word, something that's only available in newer versions. How would I activate that? Well, the words that are on the screen are tell me what you want to do, but I'm probably never going to say that. One, it's a mouthful, and two, it's hard to see due to poor color contrast. Maybe there's a shorter accessible name. One common convention in Office is to discover the name of controls by looking at their tooltips. Unfortunately, tooltip is a mouse-only interaction, so discovering that is going to be hard for some people with dexterity and motor control issues. Thankfully, Dragon does have some mouse emulation, which I'll demonstrate now. It's called Mouse Grid. It's going to display a 3x3 grid on the screen. As I call the number on the screen, my mouse pointer will move to the center of the numbered square until my pointer is in the desired position. Wake up. Mouse grid. 2. 2. Go. Go to sleep. Okay, so upon mouse over, this reveals that the name of this control is Tell Me. Let's use it. Wake up. Click Tell Me. Click Tell Me. Click Tell Me. Go to sleep. And the same thing is happening. I'm saying click Tell Me, and Dragon is simply transcribing text. It turns out the accessible name of this control is not Tell Me. The tooltip is wrong. An important convention was broken here. But, thankfully, I did learn some other important information. I learned the keyboard shortcut, Alt-Q, or, in Dragon parlance, press Alt-Quebec. Wake up, press Alt-Quebec. Now I'm where I want to be.